Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. Another afternoon shave is up on us. I'm getting ready to go back to night shift, and this 2-day growth here really has to come off my face. I've been asked in the comment section now a couple times to do a comparison between two pretty popular razors. One is the Edwin Jagger Standard DE89. And the other one is a razor that I reviewed in the very beginning of this channel, the King C Gillette, $15 razor that the one that I used in the very beginning, I bought in Germany in a drugstore. This one here is now from Amazon. I don't know if you guys recall, but in the very beginning, 100 subscribers, we had a giveaway and I gave this one away. So this is the replacement, comes from Amazon. And I've been asked to do a comparison or, a side-by-side. And what immediately comes to the observer's eye is that the head design is fairly similar. They look, kind of similar. They behave kind of similar too. They're both known to be relatively mild but efficient and kind of beginner friendly when it comes to price. This one here was, I think in Germany I paid 15 euros for it. Here in the US it was like 20 bucks off of Amazon. I'll leave an affiliate link down below. The Edwin Jagger is not much more expensive. I would say maybe $29. I will put a link down below. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it. They are already preloaded. I have a Wilkinson sword, my standard go-to blade in here. Let's weigh him real quick since I have my scales right next to me. So Edwin Jagger is a little more head heavy, has a lighter handle, and weighs a total of 79 grams. And this one here, the King C Gillette, has a longer handle, as you can see. Is a pretty chunky one at 102 grams. So that's what, 24 grams heavier than the Edwin Jagger. And most of the weight is in the solid handle. They say that the head is made in Germany and the handle is made in China. And the Edwin Jagger is supposedly handmade in Sheffield, England. And yeah, it's a popular one. 1988 is when the company came about, and they have been making razor and accessories ever since. King C Gillette, I mean, you guys know Gillette is, the name in shaving, or was for a very long time. And now they have only the occasional safety razor, but mostly cartridge razors and that kind of stuff, and, shaving foam from a can. So we have those two razors already sitting, ready to go. I didn't want to waste the time of showing you how to take a 3-piece razor apart and put a blade in there. That's kind of the standard procedure for most 3-piece. They are all the same. Those two look the same. They have the same 2-pin locating design here at the bottom, the 2 pins that locate the blade. They both have a little bit blade overhang on the side. They are perfectly lining up here, blade edges and the comb, the closed comb lining up perfectly, so blade gap looks good. We're going to use the standard Proraso treatment today. When I compare something, I don't want to have too many variables. I do have a lot of soaps and aftershaves to try out eventually. I guess during a comparison, I would like to use stuff that I'm already familiar with, that I already know how my skin reacts to it, and not add the extra confusion to it. So we're just going to use the Proraso pre-shave, the Proraso green soap, my synthetic brush, face lathering mostly, and we'll see how the Edwin Jagger DE89 and the King C Gillette budget razor, good quality. I mean, they are chrome plated. The heads are most likely some sort of zinc alloy, cast zinc alloy. There's some proprietary names for it, like Zamek. I think when someone invented this zinc alloy in the very beginning, they named it Zamek and kind of had this copyright protected or patent protected. But nowadays, everyone can use those pot metals or the cast zinc kind of stuff. So pre-shave is on. Let's have this soak in a little bit. I transferred the pug out of the standard container into my Proraso cup or bowl. It's kind of funny that the Proraso lid actually fits in here. So that's kind of neat. So I can leave it in here and still use the lid to, you know, protect it from dust and whatnot. So synthetic brush, KIKC from Amazon, 10 bucks. I told you what happened to my DS Cosmetic brush, right? It fell to the tile floor and broke. The handle is broken, so I'm waiting for a replacement. So I just got it wet, and now we're just gonna pre-lather in this shave cup / bowl to pick up the soap. I always like to pick up a lot of soap. You can always add water later if you notice that it's too thick, too creamy. I do have my emesis basin sitting here with clean, fresh, cold water that I'm only using to dip my brush into. To pick up some water. And now we're going to do a face lather, so to speak. And then we're going to try out the Edwin Jagger and the King C Gillette against each other. Since I have already shaved with both, I do know that they both do a pretty decent job for what they are. You know, they are both below the $30 mark. Edwin Jagger has all kinds of handle designs. You can get them in different colors. King C Gillette, that is just that one razor that they currently sell. It's kind of sad that the company that really controlled the razor market at some point in time, that they really are now so focused only on those cartridge razors, and that they haven't brought back at least a few models, you know, maybe throw out an adjustable. I mean, Chinese factories can pump out adjustables. You would think that a company like Gillette, with their manufacturing power, that they could do that too. But they're not. They're just not. I like it that Edwin Jagger is one of those companies that actually have exclusive contracts with Gillette, and they make handles for cartridge razors. So you can have a fancy Edwin Jagger handle, well designed, well made, for your cartridges. So you don't have to buy or use the handle from the supermarket. That's kind of a neat trick that Gillette is doing. Yeah, what did I do today? So I'm in between night shifts. I was on night shift last night. Not much going on, so we got a fair amount of rest. And then we're still in the middle of summer here. Kids are still out of school, so we took them to the beach. Not the ocean beach, but the lake beach of Lake Tahoe. There's sandy beaches, and there are waves at certain parts of the day when it's windy. So it feels like you're at the ocean. It's just fresh water. And that's the nice thing. You're swimming around, and there's no salty taste to it. And then, you know, we have one of those little inflatable kayaks. The kids get to pedal around. I get to pedal around and, you know, go swim. And the kids dive around with their goggles and stuff. So that looks pretty good. Let's make sure we have this hydrated well enough. All right. So another big comparison commences. So I try not to use my faucet too much. I have water in my sink to rinse my razor, and I have a clean water container here sitting for lathering purposes. Looks pretty good, right? So we're gonna do King C Gillette on the right and Edwin Jagger on the left. So let's do that. Get it wet, make sure we have it tightened up. All right, and we're gonna go with the grain, first pass. Short little interruption. Someone causing some noise on the outside of the bathroom. So I just had to remind them that Heiko Shaves is on the air right now. But that's how it goes, you know, when you have family, that's unavoidable. And I would say that family life always takes precedent over YouTube activities, I guess. So far, like I said before, it's not the first time I'm shaving with this. You have some blade feel, so you know what angle to use. It gives you a little bit of some feedback, but it's absolutely non-intimidating. It's mild but efficient, so it takes the stubbles off. Not on the first pass, as you can see, there's still quite some stubbles left. But it does the job, and it only costs like 20 bucks. You know, this is really one of those, if you like heavy handles, I like the heavy head, but a light handle, really. Which the Edwin Jagger gets a little closer to, but this is really comfortable shaving. The only part that I do not like on both of those razors is the pointy, sharp edges that they put into the comb. So the closed comb on both razors have really sharp, pointy edges. And I don't know, I just wish they would round them off a little bit. So same here. You know, you feel the blade, you know it's there, but no discomfort or fear of cutting myself. And then once you have figured out you like a razor, then you can start playing around with, you know, blades. You can follow recommendations of, you know, some of those YouTube personalities. You can go really extremely sharp with like a feather blade, or you can try out, oh, there's so many brands of blades out there. And even within the same brand, you have different varieties of blades. So you can really experiment around and find the blade razor combination that suits you best. Yeah, very good. No problem. Again, pulling my skin over to the side here so I'm not going right over my Adam's apple. It's not really super pronounced. I don't even know what the issue is, but I've cut myself there a few times in the past. And ever since, maybe it was Artur Gatzke, commenter, regular commenter, he suggested you just pull it to the side. And yeah, that's a good trick. So we got that off. I'm just gonna rinse off slightly. I like to keep the remaining slickness on the skin and not wash it off altogether. And now we're gonna take the remaining soap here on the brush and lather up again. This is really well hydrated right now, because wet face plus a quick dip into the clean water. Don't be hesitant to even get some more soap. If you feel like it's too thin, you don't have enough product on your brush, you can always go back into your soap container and get more. So that's really an option. Occasionally I do that. This is good enough. This is good enough for Heiko. All right, so let's get the soap off the fingers. And we're gonna do the second pass. King C Gillette again here on the right side. Across. And that usually takes care of the stubbles here on the jawline. And when you go around the curvature, you don't catch them all, but when you go with a jawline, that cleans up pretty quickly. And then here under the nose, my nose is pretty large and it's not super straight. I always have an issue getting under here, and the pointier those edges are and the more material is in the way, the more difficult it becomes. But since we have blade overhang, that means that the cutting edge of the blade is pretty close to the end of the razor head, and that makes it actually pretty decent. Okay, down here, we're just going with the grain one more time. I do a fair amount of skin stretching to avoid nicks and irritation. And now we're going to do the other side with the Edwin Jagger DE89. So I just noticed that I don't have any Mühle, you know, M, the U with the 2 dots, HLE, Mühle, another German brand. I don't have any Mühle razors yet, but they have a R89, and apparently that was developed in a cooperation with Edwin Jagger. So Edwin Jagger and Mühle, they were working together to develop this head design. Now they are considered independent products, but characteristically they are very similar. I don't know if they're exactly the same, or maybe over the last couple decades, you know, since this came out in 1989, maybe that has something to do with the naming convention, DE89. Maybe they changed the design ever so slightly or made some improvements that the other company didn't, but Mühle and DE89 Edwin Jagger are supposedly fairly similar. I don't have any first-hand experience with a R89, but maybe that's going to happen one of these days. All right, let's go with a grain, stretching the skin. Okay. All right, and since we're brave, it's a brave new world out there, guys. Heiko is to the point where I almost always do a against the grain pass at the very end, and it's actually working out pretty well. All right, that was a lot of water. All right, I might have to grab a little bit more soapy soap. But those Proraso pugs, there's quite some soap there. So, you know, we're not in danger of running out anytime soon. So yeah, weight-wise, I would say I prefer the razors that are a little bit more head heavy, like the Edwin Jagger, and it's around the 80 gram mark. That seems to be kind of my sweet spot. Everything that's extremely lighter than that or extremely heavier than that, I can immediately tell that it kind of affects my, you know, how it feels. So since we just grabbed some fresh soap, we gotta do a little bit more. Yeah, sorry guys, I might be a little boring with my soap selection here. But the smell of the Proraso green, I'm just in love with. And the feel, I wish they would make a bar soap that I could just use to wash my face. I've contemplated whether or not I should just use the shaving soap and wash my face with, because I just like this feel. Anyways, let's do a against the grain pass with the King C Gillette on the right. Up the hill. Only upper lip, I'm not gonna do that. Very little pressure. It's always a good practice. And there is a tendency of even, yeah, I'll do that too. If I have a really lightweight razor, I feel like I have to put more pressure on it, and then you nick yourself, then you get irritation. When I'm in a hurry and I really need to get going, but I want to shave and I want to only do a one pass, then I really reach for my 34C. This seems to be the most forgiving razor that I have. And you see here the windowsill of razors. That's the stuff that I play around with, that I shave with occasionally. And this changes over time. But then I have two hangers here on the wall. And those two hangers are currently the 34C and the short handle Progress. Even has a blade in it, because those two are my go-tos. You know, they feel comfortable on the skin. They do what I like. Also pointy edges, I do not like it. I don't know why they can't. I don't know. Anyways, rant complete. Yeah, we got that. All right, and now against the grain down here is down the hill. And I'm stretching, maximum stretch. And You guys all know that I have not been shaving very long with safety razors. I've been shaving for 25 plus years, but always electric, cartridge, all the other things, but never. I've actually used a Shavette before on my face. I can't find it. It's somewhere still. I still own it. It's a Gillette plastic Shavette, really crappy quality. But so safety razors are just for a while now. But I've noticed that my skin is getting more and more used to this against the grain. And as long as I do a good stretch down here, I can now actually pull it off with most razors. All right, let's do Edwin Jagger on the left. And I think in the very beginning, I was a little bit too motivated by some YouTube shavers that are really using extremely aggressive razors like the Müller R41 or, you know, the Rockwell 6S with a 6 plate or whatever. And I wanted to do the same. And maybe I can't. Maybe I just have to be a little bit on the milder side. And I really enjoy shaving much more now that I have found this different approach. We're looking for a razor that gives me a BBS shave without causing carnage in my face. Talking about carnage, I think I have a tiny little nick right there. Who knows? Very good, very good. I don't even know. Maybe I had a little pimple there. And so Matt Pisarcik, in some of his videos, he has mentioned that if you shave more frequently, that your skin will actually adjust to that a little bit better. If you wait always 4, 5, 6 days and then you have, you know, massive stubble and then suddenly the sharp blade comes around the corner, that, you know, some people tend to get irritation because of that. If you shave frequently, like every day or every other day, I get to do it, you know, every other day. That my skin now actually agrees with that much better. And I can do this kind of deal and get it really smooth everywhere. There's a little bit left here, but if I actually have a problem zone in my face, it's probably here. So I don't want to overdo it. Let's not overdo it. So let's do a quick inspection here. Yeah, very good. This is all very good. Very nice. One little nick, Edwin Jagger side. So they say, most people agree with that, that the Edwin Jagger is a milder razor, but it's not like super mild. It's not 34C mild. So it is mild but efficient. And that the 34C, if you're like total beginner, 34C is probably the better choice until you get everything lined up, your technique and your lathering and your products that you're using, and your skin also get accustomed to the shaving, and then you can step it up, you know, and maybe go all out aggressive and get a progress and, you know, crank it up to 6.5. But yeah, smooth shave. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna rinse off real quick. You know what, guys? Since we have a wet face, let's just use the alum block here real quick. Since it's sitting here. Absolutely nothing. One little, right there. Upper lip, nothing. Down here, yeah, maybe a little bit. Nothing to complain about. Yeah, skin is happy. And this little nick is going to be closed up before we even know it. I didn't even know it was there until I saw it. So really nothing to complain. Both of those razors did a great job. I think I made a comment in a previous video where I suggested to the manufacturers of alum blocks to maybe make a strawberry flavored one. I would like that. add some flavor to it. Make it blue in color. Or maybe not. That probably involves some mean chemicals that we all don't want. So now my faithful Proraso green aftershave. Call me crazy, but I am absolutely in love with that smell. And you know, Proraso, even though it's so prolific and you can get it on Amazon and you know, you see it everywhere, it's made in Italy, you know. This is an Italian product. I am a big fan of the products, but we will try out other stuff. So the aftershave had some time to soak in, and I'm going to use my, do I want to say my new favorite aftershave balm, which is made by Pacific Shaving Company. It's caffeinated, it says. And then on the back there is like a whole list of ingredients. Lots of cool ingredients. It has a spearmint flavor to it. It has antioxidant rich, naturally derived caffeine. So a little bit of some spearmint. So if you know Wrigley spearmint, the chewing gum, this smells pretty similar. And it's really nice on the skin. So they say you can use that as like a daily cream for your face, facial cream. And that's exactly what I use it for. And it's really nice on the skin after a shave. And then the best part is my wife likes the smell of it too. And made in the US of A. 100 milliliters, 3.4 fluid ounces. And it has a little airplane symbol next to it. That means that it's even TSA approved. So you can have this in your carry-on and take it on an airplane when you're traveling. I really appreciate your support, your comments, your likes. Please subscribe. Oh, and before I forget it, we still have a giveaway going on. Find the giveaway video that was posted on July 26, I believe. I will put the link right here. Follow the instructions, participate, and a few more short days and we're going to have the drawing of this giveaway going on. So please subscribe here to this channel, like, share it with your friends so that they also know about the giveaway. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.